Have you ever thought you were being watched by something impossible to see? Maybe you've been the one watching and witnessing things you shouldn't be. You may even be actively avoiding the paranormal and spooky, yet it still finds you. Join me as I regale my guests with unimaginable horrors of unknowable evil. You're right on time for the Goblin Hour. Welcome to the Goblin Hour. It's me, Ben, your host. I'm doing my thing. I'm grinding and getting it. My guest today is a good friend of mine. His name's Ethan. No last name because we don't dox on this show. Ethan, go ahead. Take it away.
Hi,
Yeah. Great.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm Benjamin's friend, and I'm going to be his guest for this podcast. I'm ready to be spooked and scared by some goblins. I'm prepared for the horror stories.
So what is your experience with scary stories and scary ghouls? Have you ever fought any of these creatures we might encounter on the Goblin Hour?
Actually, when I starred in the documentary Goblin last year, I actually did fight a real-life goblin.
Wow.
I was alongside a man trying to rob my house. We both jumped the goblin and defeated it.
That's great.
Crazy.
That's a great plug and a great segue. If you want to check out my short film, Goblin, starring Ethan, you can do that by just searching Goblin Theatrical Cut on YouTube. For some reason, when you search it, there are a lot of like K-drama edits that come up. I don't know why, but I'm up there. I stand on the shoulders of giants. I'm up there with the greats. So
what's a K-drama edit?
A K-drama is like it's a Korean drama.
Oh, okay.
It's like
a Korean soap opera, basically.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. I think. I don't really know.
Are there a lot of goblin-themed Korean soap operas?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what's weird. I said goblin, and it's like here they are, two cute Korean people falling in love. It's like okay.
Like wow, this is like way better than anything I could ever create.
Yeah, it's really whatever. We got to start. All right.
Okay.
So to start, I wanted to lead with a brilliant little news story here that I found.
Okay.
I think it's a great cinematic way to get into this, storytelling-wise. Monsters in the mountains of southeast Oklahoma.
Oh, dang.
It's on the home front. And this is an old article. It's from 2015. I've just repurposed it because I think it would be great here.
What's the article from?
Let me check. I have it on the back here. No, I have it on the front here. Oh, yeah, KFOR.com.
Oh, sweet.
So, Honobia, Oklahoma. Oklahoma is home to all kinds of creatures, from armadillos to black bears. But folks here in southeast Oklahoma will tell you there's another creature roaming these mountains. If you're gathering around the campfire, needing some nightmare fodder, look no further than... Did I print this wrong? Where'd the text go?
Wait, I'm gonna make a guess on what I think this monster is.
Okay.
Is it the Wendigo?
No.
No. Is it? Oh God, I remember southeast Oklahoma. I've heard of like some like superstitious creature that supposedly lives down there, but I can't remember the name.
Oh, you'll remember it here in a minute.
Okay.
We're just skipping to this next part. For every one sighting, there will be 3 never told because they don't want to be seen as crazy, Troy Hudson said. Folks travel to this isolated corner of the state every first week in October for the annual Bigfoot Festival.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's Beverly Alms and her family traveled here. Beverly Alms and her family traveled here from Illinois. Skeptics at first, but 3 days in the wilderness and they are believers. I'm completely convinced that they are here, and who knows what else, Alms said. Our first night up in the woods, they were all over the place. Troy Hudson takes tourists.
There are Bigfoots all over the place?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a real problem.
Yeah, this is the infestation of Bigfoots.
Mm-hmm. That's what Troy Hudson helps deal with. He takes tourists on Sasquatch expeditions. Oh, the things he's seen lurking in the woods. They don't all look the same. They don't all look like a tall, hairy creature, Hudson said. One was right around 14 feet, which is abnormally large. The average is 8 to 9 feet. This is an annual pilgrimage for Farland Huff. This year, he claims to have had a close encounter with the elusive giant. They've got blurry photos and footprints to substantiate the tales. Arnie Carnes runs the Christian camp here and said he's still not convinced. They have a story or know someone who has a story, and I'm all for it, he said. It's just that I need to see it myself, a whole Bigfoot. Maybe have a conversation, baptize him, then I'll be a believer.
Was that an actual quote? Did he say he wanted to baptize Bigfoot?
Yeah, he said he wanted to baptize Bigfoot.
Okay.
It's crazy because this festival also takes place in early October, so maybe if I'd planned this out a little bit
Yeah,
better, we could go down, been like, hey guys, do you help us? Can we kill one with you? Can we go hunt the Bigfoot?
That would make an awesome addition to this podcast.
Yeah, I think it would have been great. But you know what can you do?
Yeah. Maybe we could still do it. When's the podcast due?
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you really waited the last minute here. All right.
Oh shit! I just dated it. Oh, and then I also said the bad S word. Whatever. Try not to curse. Also,
Okay,
I don't think he's gonna be mad, but like,
Okay.
you know.
It's best not to.
This is something that families are supposed to sit down and listen to.
Oh, okay.
And it's like before bed, you put on Goblin Hour, and the kids, hide under covers.
Yeah, they get all scared of Bigfoot. Okay.
If nothing else, folks leave here with some great stories and souvenirs. Jolly Windsor runs the store here and said, if it has a Bigfoot on it, people will buy it. When the sun goes down, you never know what'll come out of the hills of southeast Oklahoma. This part's just an ad. I'll read it down.
Okay.
Bigfoot expeditions are already being booked for the spring of 2016. For more information, email honobiaoklachito@gmail.com.
So I wonder how many of these people actually believe Bigfoot's there, and how many of them are have financial incentive to.
They're like, oh, Bigfoot's real. He's on this T-shirt I'm selling you.
Go on my $300 expedition or whatever.
Yeah, I think Bigfoot is real, as we just saw there, and
undeniable proof.
Next, I have some true expert opinions. So first off, now we know this is about Bigfoot. You're gonna be learning about Bigfoot. How do you feel? Are you excited?
I'm a little disappointed it wasn't a different monster, to be honest. I've heard a lot about Bigfoot already. I was really hoping it was the Wendigo, but
We're gonna prove Bigfoot real.
We're gonna prove Bigfoot real. Okay.
Yeah, with these incredible things.
With this undeniable evidence.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I mean, there should be a lot of evidence that the place is infested with him, like that one guy said.
Dude, trust me,
everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're a pestilence at this point. But what I found,
you'd have better video evidence if there were that many.
What I found is quite shocking.
Oh, okay.
So you may want to buckle down.
Okay.
And brace yourself for this.
My words.
You're about to eat your words.
My sarcasm's going to come back to bite me.
Let's just say when you close your eyes tonight, you're going to be seeing Bigfoot's face in your stupid eyelids.
All right, I'm scared.
So all of these case files I've found were courtesy of bfro.org, I believe, maybe bfro.com.
.org. It's an organization, so it's just like the Bigfoot.
It's the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, I believe.
Okay.
So Class A evidence is considered to be something where it's like reasonably you can't find another explanation for. Class A evidence is like you find a Bigfoot footprint. That's not a deer. That's not a bear. That's Bigfoot.
Okay. Like you found a Bigfoot fossil, that would be Class A.
That would be Class A.
Or if you literally captured a Bigfoot.
If you captured a Bigfoot, that's Class S. They're rebranded.
Yeah.
It's like this one is like, yeah, I guess it could be misinterpreted. You catch a Bigfoot, dude, you're the next Messiah. You are so sick.
The Bigfoot Field Research Organization is going to give you a medal for that one.
They're going to give you a medal for that one. Class B is like, the reports are credible, but nothing was really seen directly.
Class B?
Yeah, Class B is like they didn't really see anything, but there's like sounds, for example.
Okay, they heard sounds.
Like if they heard Bigfoot's classic iconic.
So would that guy saying that he's seen many Bigfoots and they're everywhere be counted as Class B evidence since it's just like his word of mouth?
I don't think it would be counted as evidence, period.
Okay.
Like he would need to be like,
you need to have a recording.
Here's the picture of this Bigfoot foot I saw.
Okay.
Like, he needs some evidence. This is just his like, it's
it's
admissible
good
in court,
to hear
but
that
it's not real evidence.
Bigfoot Field Research Organization has good evidence.
They're a real organization.
Yeah.
But they're not considered less credible or less important. Both types are deemed credible enough by the BFRO to show to the public. One of the best documented reports is a Class B from Trinity County, California. It's a really credible witness who backpacked into a remote area that has a history of Sasquatch-related incidents. He said he described various occurrences around his camp at night that are strongly suspected to be Sasquatch-related. So I guess stories are Class B.
Okay, stories are Class B, so...
Yeah. It's not Class A, but it's a Class B story.
I take back my compliment about their methodology.
No, that works. If you have a hiker who goes to the California mountains and says, I saw Bigfoot, you're like, oh shit, Class B evidence.
I can make up a story about Bigfoot right now and view Class B evidence.
You just don't get it. This is good evidence. But now we have Class C, which we don't have any of today.
Oh, we don't have any Class C.
With no Class C. Maybe I should have gotten one for variety.
You decided to only take the cream of the crop here.
Yeah, the cream of the crop, as it were. But Class C is most secondhand reports, and any third-hand reports of stories with untraceable sources are considered Class C because of the high potential for inaccuracy. Those reports are kept in the archives, but are very rarely listed publicly in this database. The exceptions are for published or locally documented incident. That's really funny that they see Class C evidence and they're like, no, there's still evidence. Like, it could be from somebody's grandma. It's like, my friend's cousin saw a Bigfoot once. Like, that's evidence.
Okay, so that Class C is like, I've heard that somebody else heard that someone saw Bigfoot, basically. Okay.
I love the fact that it's nice that they don't put it to the public. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, yeah, that is incredibly unreliable. Yeah. But they're just like, yeah, it's probably not real. They're not like, no, we can't trust this at all. They're just like, maybe. Could be Bigfoot. Mm-hmm. But yeah, anyway, that's that brilliant one. So.
And are we talking about Class A evidence for this story, or are you going over multiple pieces? Multiple pieces of evidence.
We have 6 pieces of evidence
here.
So
you brought like a whole like court case here to prove Bigfoot.
Yeah, I've got my files. I've got it, and I'm about to be putting these into the court, Your Honor.
Is your opening statements right now.
This is my opening statement. Yeah. Your Honor, you see, I believe my case will totally and without a doubt prove
that
Bigfoot is real. It's like, what kind of insane case? It's like, who's on trial?
I'll be the jury for this one.
Okay, yeah. So, this first one, let me see. I want to do these in order of year. Like, we'll start with least recent and go to most recent. Okay. So, we'll be able to see how the quality of evidence changes. Okay. I gotta do the paper sound. Okay. So, the year is 1995. The season is fall in the month of September. I said the month of spring.
Month of spring.
For the date, it says 8:30 p.m. Okay. This is epic.
This is a real great source.
So, I know why I picked this. I remember why I picked this one now, because we used to live in this area. Oh, wait, this is not the right one. Wait, is it? Whoa, all the Class Bs.
Give you an F for this.
The Class Bs are all super recent.
Really?
That's crazy, yeah. This one's from May 3rd, 2001.
I guess all you need is someone being like, I saw Bigfoot, I swear.
This isn't
Class B, so there's probably a lot of those.
This isn't actually that recent. This is from about 21 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But, yeah, it's in Cleveland County.
Okay, so that's Norman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
It's pretty much right on top of us.
Okay.
Location details, it's a little river preserve and very wooded on one side of the river. The nearest town, Norman, Oklahoma. The nearest road is Franklin Road. So for those of you that are from Norman, I'm sure you've been there. I'm sure you've seen this place. Just know there's some Class B evidence there.
You get attacked by Bigfoot if you go there.
All right. Here's the observed information. I went fishing with a friend at Lake Thunderbird about 6 years ago. This is sentence 1. There's already some scrutiny here. So this was reported on 2001.
Wait. Okay, so he said 6 years ago?
Yeah. So is this 1995?
Yeah, wait, what?
Submitted by witness on May 3rd, 2001. So yes, this takes place in 1995, not 2001.
Okay.
So
yeah, so it's even older.
Okay, a lot more doubt being cast on this one. But this is Class B. This is the first Class B. Okay. It's roughly, over a quarter of a century old at this point.
Yeah.
So it's okay. Mm-hmm. We'll keep going. We started fishing in the afternoon as the day went on. We stayed. This is like written in run-on sentences. Hold on. We started fishing in the afternoon.
Can you get better grammar for your Bigfoot sightings?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I just printed the report from the official source.
Some random dude.
Trust me, he said he was a real Bigfoot researcher. But yeah. I'm just going to make grammar corrections on the fly so it makes sense. We started fishing in the afternoon, and as the day went on, we stayed till it got to the evening.
This guy ain't exactly Mark Twain.
As we were fishing later in the evening, me and my friend started hearing strange noises from the other side of Little River, which runs into the lake. It sounded like a very large man breathing, and it was getting closer to us. Then, me and my friend started to notice the animals around us were going the other way from the noise. It made me think there is something out there, and it's coming this way. I started to get very nervous because we could hear branches breaking and it was getting closer to the other side of the river. I became real nervous when my friend said, "Look at all the birds flying the opposite way and in a hurry." Then we heard a loud splash in the water and we figured it was time to go. That something was very upset with our presence in the area. I told all my friends about it and they thought it was crazy, and to this day I've never been back to the area to fish. I've grown up in the south side of OKC all my life, towards the lake, and have never, ever heard anything like that before. We'll never forget the sound it made and all the animals running away.
Okay, so he heard a noise and all the animals ran away?
So this case is really funny because they
hard class.
they give them
evidence.
subtitles. Like when I was looking at these, you have to it gives like a brief description of what's going on.
Uh-huh.
And this one is large unseen creature intimidates fishermen. So
wow, this is some hard hitting evidence. I don't think the jury's very impressed.
There was a scary noise and the birds flew away. That's Bigfoot.
I mean, there's only one thing it could be. It's Bigfoot.
Yeah, here's one. Something else they noticed: the branches above their head were breaking.
Okay.
And there was nothing he'd ever seen before that could do that. So this is someone who, to be fair, this is a fisherman.
Okay.
They probably have some
knowledge of
the area.
Yeah.
Like if they're out on the sea, I don't know if they're standing or if they're in a kayak. It doesn't say. There's another story where someone's in a kayak coming up, but I don't know. There weren't any other witnesses, just him and his pal. This is baffling that this.
I'm gonna say the fact that this is your first opening evidence for Bigfoot.
We got to build up to the big stuff. We got to build up to the big stuff.
I don't think this case is gonna go in your favor.
There's a section that says other stories, and the other story that it provides is a lot of people say they hear noise outside at night in that area. That's insane. Are you kidding?
Holy crap! They hear noise.
Yeah, and it's outside and at night. Isn't that wild?
God, that's insane.
I know, it's truly a Markiplier moment. But yeah, the environment, like it said, it's a river and a known deer hunting area. Which something I know of Sasquatch is they actually do hunt deer to an extent.
Is that part of the backstory?
That is part of a little bit of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're primate, they use tools. They craft spears
and they're clearly like a big ape
axes.
man,
they throw arrowheads. Mm-hmm. This I didn't include this in my research here.
So Sasquatches can use tools. That's part of the lore behind them.
The theory that BFRO put forward was they mentioned how they bury their dead, and a theory was when they saw Native Americans doing that back in the day, they were like, "Hey, we should do that too." So I could see them conceivably being like, "Hey, we should probably build an axe so we can go chop down this tree and build our house." So like you could walk in the woods and get shot
with a bow and arrow by a Sasquatch. That's a possibility.
It's not impossible. It's pretty likely, actually, I would say.
So it's more likely than not. So don't go in the woods. It's really dangerous.
Don't go in the woods.
You might get hit by an arrow.
Will shoot you with a bow and arrow. It's true. It's facts.
It's really scary.
So they have reporters. Like these are done by independent journalists from BFRO. This person, it looks like, didn't provide their name information.
I don't want to stay anonymous on this one.
There's someone later who, I don't know if he provided his name, but he did provide a selfie.
Oh, okay. So that's really good.
Look at that. Yeah. So what he said, the witness had powerful flashlights with them. The witnesses were directly across the river from the commotion, an area accessible by means of Franklin Road. So maybe that's saying
high-powered flashlights.
Yeah, they have great flashlights.
See Bigfoot.
He was hiding.
He's really stealthy.
But something interesting is it does add this detail, which is saying the area can be easily accessed from Franklin Road, which means they're sort of giving it that. Yeah, which I appreciate.
Okay, at least there's a little bit of credibility here.
Damn, this one's crazy actually. The sounds of breaking branches and grunting noises were first noted at a distance of about 200 yards.
Okay.
That's pretty insane.
So is it saying it was pretty loud grunting going on right here?
It was loud grunting, loud branch breaking. They were getting scared.
Okay, yeah.
And honestly, I would too.
I mean, I'd be pretty scared if I heard that noise, but my first thought would be, oh, it's definitely Bigfoot.
I think that's where I would go immediately is, oh my God, he's real. I gotta
he has a bow and arrow. I have to run away.
I'm about to get sniped. Whatever was making the noise approached. Sorry, flipping the page. About 50 feet. Witnesses believed it was attempting to intimidate them. One of the witnesses stands about 6'4". The branches seen and heard being broken were above a height that could be reached by him.
Okay.
So likely 8 to 9 feet tall.
Okay.
The breathing sounds were heard.
They didn't see it.
Ooh, the breathing sounds heard were described as like a grunting, but very loud. That's some big evidence. And then he's an avid fisherman, a state employee, and he's married, and he's 33 at the time. Now he's getting up there. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
Hope Bigfoot didn't get him.
Yeah, hope Bigfoot didn't finish the kill.
Yeah, that would be rough. But yeah, that's our first Class B report.
Okay. I hope the evidence that comes later is a little stronger.
You're not convinced?
Case. Yeah, I'm not convinced quite yet that Bigfoot's real. You have to bring the receipts if you want to convince me.
There we go. Okay.
Are you just going to press every single button on there?
I keep forgetting what they do. So you're saying that guy is a bit of a goofball. It's so long.
It just keeps going.
Why is this so long? It's good, but I can't imagine it. Like,
okay. You have to press it. Yeah, I'd lean more towards he heard a loud noise at the lake at night, got scared, and then was like, it was Bigfoot.
To be fair, it was quite scary.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they gave the 200 yards thing, but like at night, I feel like he may have been able to tell the distance, but it might have been closer.
You're wrong. It was real.
Mm-hmm.
So shut up. All right, what's this next?
Shut your mouth.
The year is 2021. Season is fall. Month is October. Date is 30.
Date is 30?
Date is 30. It
okay.
says. So last one was 8:30. Now we just got 30.
30 yeah.
No time. I don't know. Okay. It's
Step
in
up
Oklahoma
your game,
again.
BFRO.
And the county this time is Pushmataha County. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but that's the county. The location details. It's about 3/4 mile east of intersection of Highway 144 and Nokia Loop Road. And he provided coordinates.
Oh, so okay.
This one's crazy. We could actually geolocate it.
We could just drive right over there.
Well, for all you listeners who are thinking maybe you want to go get some evidence for yourself, I'll tell you the coordinates. It is 34.5057208 and then negative 95.1215628. The nearest town is Neshoba, by the way, or Nashoba, I don't know. Oklahoma.
If you live near there, go check it out. If you see any Bigfoots, DM it to me.
DM it to him on Instagram. He's got a great account, 115 followers now.
Something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, we're getting up there. But yeah, nearest road 144, as they said. So here's the observed information. Driving down the road headed towards Honobia, I topped a hill. I was on a long downhill, then a long uphill into a left-hand turn. As I came over the hill, in the distance, at the top of the next hill, something reddish-brown crossed the road. He just kept saying hill. I thought it was funny. Something reddish-brown crossed the road. It didn't appear to go straight across, more at a diagonal, from right to left, with right being the farthest point, left being the closest. When I first picked it up in my sight because of the coloration, my brain said, dog. By the time it was out of sight, I realized it was on 2 feet. Happened in a few seconds. It went across the highway very fast. I was late to my destination, so I just slowed down in the area to look. Once I got to where I was going and unloaded my gear, I went back and spent about an hour walking up and down both sides of the highway to see if there were any tracks to indicate what I had seen. While doing this, a person stopped to see if I was having trouble and needed assistance. When I told him what I was doing, his response was, yeah, you get a lot of that here. I actually have chills. I feel that one's crazy.
This is the Bigfoot-infested area.
Damn.
So he saw some creature walking on two legs.
Reddish brown.
Okay, 2 legs walking across the hills. In the distance, how far away were the hills again? Did he specify?
I don't believe he did. Let me check. In the distance at the top of the next hill. Yeah, in the distance.
Okay.
So I think this one's interesting because we can sort of figure out what else it could have been. Mm-hmm. Like in the other one, it's the woods at night.
Yeah.
It could be literally anything.
Yeah, the possibilities were kind of
endless. It could be the Loch Ness
there.
Monster. It could be Cthulhu. It could be a demon. It could be Bigfoot. It could be another
anything
guy.
But a provable
it could be
creature.
A bear. Like, it could really be anything there. But with this story, what could it be? An escaped orangutan?
Yes.
A chimp? Like, it could be escaped monkeys.
It could be. I mean, yeah, it could have just appeared from the distance to be on 2 legs.
Here's what I think.
In reality, it was not on 2 legs.
That could be the case. However, I think this is evidence, and I think it's great, and I think Bigfoot is proven real.
Yeah.
I think the work is done, and we've done it.
We did it. We proved Bigfoot 100% there.
Yeah, but the other stuff, I mean, he said he didn't notice anything else. There weren't any other witnesses. In the other stories section, it just says...
no footprints.
It's crazy. In the other stories section, it just says, yes.
Wait, what?
So there's a section on here where they're like, are there other stories in the area or from the person? Like, it's just other pertinent stories.
It's asking for, like, relevant, like,
it's like, is there something? Yeah, it's like Bigfoot. On this one.
And he's just like, yeah, there is.
And this one, it says, a lot of people heard noise outside at night, which is not a good piece of evidence. Yeah. I don't know why they even bothered writing it, but it's better than yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Maybe tell me.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is also
Source,
10
trust
a.m.
me, bro.
clear skies.
What?
This is 10 a.m. clear skies.
Okay.
The thing is, because it's fall, I was going to say maybe like heat distortion, but it's October, it's fall. What heat?
I don't know. I mean, there's no footprints, no nothing.
They didn't mention it, but...
I mean, I feel like if this dude found an actual Bigfoot footprint, he would have taken like a bajillion
That's
pictures
the thing,
of
right?
it.
When I was reading more stuff on their website, they had an interesting thing where they were talking about how Bigfoot seem to be aware of their presence. They have some level of basic sentience, and they know how to cover their tracks. So it's likely that he knew he'd be in danger if he left these tracks unattended. So he covered them up.
They really covered all their bases with that one.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he can hide his tracks.
Yeah, they can.
He's super smart.
But yeah. Anyway, here's the next follow-up investigation report by... Oh, it has the person's name. Follow-up investigation report by BFRO investigator Matthew Moneymaker.
Moneymaker, bro?
I don't know if it's a username or if that's his real name. If that's his real name...
Dollar bills.
Matthew, I'm a big fan of your work.
He's the first person to put their name to the evidence there. That boosts the case a little bit.
Okay, so he says he spoke with witness Daryl Trout by phone. He lives in Texas, but he visits Honobia periodically because his friend owns cabins in the area. He was heading toward Honobia from Neshoba, and from Neshoba he had a glimpse lasting a few seconds.
Okay, so he saw a creature for a few seconds.
He saw the creature.
That appeared to walk on two legs.
Of an upright figure, the color of an Irish setter, crossing Highway 144 quickly at 10:10 a.m. yesterday morning. He was going from south to north across the highway. He was at a distance and could not estimate the height, but was certain it was on two legs and moving quickly. There were no other vehicles in that portion of 144 at the time.
Okay, so he saw something moving in front of him for like a couple seconds.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. It could have been a reflection. There's a lot of things I feel like his eyes playing tricks on him. I feel like first assumption being, oh, Bigfoot's real. Bit of a stretch. Sorry.
I think they proved it,
You're going to need to do
frankly.
better with this next one.
It is interesting because it's like, did he call the police? Did he reach out to these people and go like, hey, I have some evidence?
Did he call the BFRO?
Guys.
Did he have them on like speed dial?
Guys, you're going to want to see this.
I found evidence.
Yeah. He returned shortly after the incident to look for tracks, but there's not enough bare, soft ground on the shoulder of the highway to create any foot impressions.
Okay.
So.
I mean, it's definitely stronger than the first one.
Do you want to read the about section on Matthew Moneymaker?
Yes, I do, actually.
Okay, so Matthew Moneymaker is originally from Los Feliz district of Los Angeles, California. He has a Bachelor of Arts in English Literature from the University of California at Los Angeles.
They should have gotten that guy to write the first story.
At UCLA, yeah. Damn, all right.
Wait, what?
He's the founder of the Bigfoot Field Research Organization in 1995.
Okay.
So this is the guy.
This is Matthew Moneymaker.
This is the CEO of Bigfoot.
Yeah. He's the head honcho for this operation.
Well, I can't believe he stumbled onto that. That's crazy. All right,
You should ask him for an interview for the next podcast.
Maybe.
Get him to come on.
He's the writer and co-producer of the Discovery Channel documentary Sasquatch: Legend Meets Science, 2001. And he's a co-producer of the TV series Mysterious Encounters for the Outdoor Life Network, which is the OLN channel 2002. He's the producer of the 2003 International Bigfoot Symposium DVD set. 2004. I don't know. Something he made.
Yeah, he made it up.
Co-host of Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet channel. Wow.
Wait, you got a show on Animal Planet?
Yeah, did you ever watch Finding Bigfoot?
I did not.
I did a little bit when I was younger. I don't recognize this guy at all.
Okay, so Matthew Moneymaker, like he's like a big name in the Bigfoot community.
Yeah, he's the current director of the BFRO too.
Okay, so like he's kind of
check out that picture of him.
Okay,
and describe it.
Short hair, determined look on his face. He has like a slight smirk, not really a smile, but he's kind of like, he's like giving that slight smirk, like Bigfoot, I'm gonna find you, that kind of smirk. And other than that, he looks like sort of a generic middle-aged man.
Okay. He looks like a nice guy. He might be mean to me if I like told him I didn't believe in Bigfoot.
Oh yeah, he'd like punch you like square in the jaw.
I don't think he'd punch me, but he'd be like, "Where's your qualifications? I went to UCLA," and I'd be like, "Okay."
For English literature, that qualifies me for Bigfoot research.
I think it's probably best that we don't meet. This one's crazy.
Okay, is this like a? Is this gonna be like your killer point right here? Like,
I think it might be.
Like this is gonna prove your case right here.
I think it might.
Okay.
So, this one is called "Woman Recalls Her Nighttime Face-to-Face Encounter at Her Window Outside of Tulsa." This one's already got a crazy start to it. It's going to be wild, and I think you can tell. I saw the electricity in the room sort of changed when I read it. But it's interesting. This was submitted by the witness on Thursday, March 15th, 2012.
2012, okay, so also when the world was going to end.
Do you want to guess when this event actually took place, though?
The date, which by date they mean time.
Yeah, no. The actual the date in terms of like the way normal people talk.
Was it when the world was supposed to end? Like
Just
December
guess
12th?
the year. Guess the year.
Was it 2012?
Yeah. So this was submitted.
Okay,
2012.
we're submitted 2012.
The story happened.
Oh, it's gonna be like some like long time ago. It's gonna be like 1985 or something.
1966.
1966. Okay.
So it does cast a bit of a doubt on it. She's recalling a story from what it looks like 44 plus 12, 56 years ago at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
So interesting choice to make this class.
She decided to break her science. That's class A evidence.
This is class A. So a woman remembering a story from 1966 is
like half a century ago.
Like, that's top tier. That's the best one we got yet.
Moneymaker is like, this is it.
This is good. But yeah, year 1966. The season is summer. The month is August. The state is Oklahoma, and the county is Tulsa. It's on the edge of town near housing, west of Cincinnati, near end of 46th Street North. I had two girlfriends spending the night. It was a hot summer evening, and we were laying across the bed. Instead of with our heads by the headboard, with the window open to catch the breeze. We were talking and laughing as young girls do, looking out the window occasionally. Approximately midnight, we had settled down some, and were just quietly talking about what we had done that day. My mother and sister were sleeping in an adjacent bedroom, and we were trying not to wake them. We heard something outside, and the three of us raised up to see if we could determine what it was. First, it was just footsteps we heard. Then the bushes in front of the window moved, shook, and then a large hair-covered face rose in the window. The head was huge, and my first thought was that it was an ape, but I realized it wasn't. My two friends rolled away from the window and began crying. I was so completely frozen with fear that I could not move. There was only a screen and a few inches separating me from this creature, and I live to this day with that face etched in my memory. The eyes especially, staring directly at me, and the smell of something musky. I slowly was able to move and turned and began screaming hysterically. My mother ran to the room, turned the light on, and we ran out to the living room. We began describing the creature to her, and she called the police. They came to our house, searched the area, and never found a thing. The experience changed me forever. I tell all of my grandchildren this story, and one of my grandsons encouraged me to put this on the web. So here it is. The description of Bigfoot that I have heard over the last few years fit the creature I saw face to face, and I will never forget it.
Okay, so what exactly makes this Class A? Because I thought Class A was physical evidence, like a picture of it.
Yeah, she saw the Bigfoot.
I thought Class B was for eyewitness accounts.
Yeah, maybe I didn't explain it well. Class B is like...
Basically, is it just how much Matthew Moneymaker believes in it?
Kind of.
That's the tier list?
I think it is like that. Like, I think Class A is physical evidence. Class B is sound evidence. And Class C is like third-hand accounts, second-hand accounts.
Okay.
And because even though there's no physical evidence, she saw the Bigfoot. So they're like, that's physical evidence.
Oh, okay. They're like, that's pretty good.
So yeah, that's Class A.
She saw it like half a century ago.
Yeah, that's real. But yeah, what do you think? Believer? I've actually heard this story before.
You've heard it? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a popular story. I mean...
This happened to me.
Oh, yeah, you saw Bigfoot in your window. I mean, I'm going to have to say no. Sorry.
But she saw it.
Yeah, but she saw it.
It was in the window.
I mean, like, it could have been somebody, like an actual person. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I'm not really buying the whole.
An important detail would be to specify how high up this window is.
Yeah.
Because there are windows that go pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
I would say even some that could be 7 to 8 feet that are just sort of slits. But, like, if they're close enough to, like, I don't know. I think it's a little scarier if it hunches down and is, like...
Yeah, like, it's like
if
this
it's
tall,
down,
like, 9 foot, like, tall creature, but it's, like, bending down to look through your window.
That's pretty scary.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the stories would have been like an important detail here. His second story, maybe it would have been a little more credible. First story,
that would be crazy if it's second story.
Just like a big monster
literally
looking through.
14 feet. Like, hello, are you young girls in there? I'm Bigfoot.
First story, it just could have been a person wearing a mask or just a person.
That's what I think so too. The height is an important detail that was left out. But yeah, there were 3 witnesses, as it said. It was around midnight. Small light on the nightstand, light in the yard about 40 feet away. Full moon. Environment, near hills, wooded areas, a creek bed, and ponds.
Seems that Bigfoot loves ponds, apparently.
Yeah, they fish.
Did they eat fish in addition to deer?
Yeah, they hunt with their bow and arrow.
With their bow and arrows, yeah.
But here's the follow-up investigation by BFRO investigator Bill S.
Okay.
I spoke to the witness at length over the phone. The witness is a delightful lady who is very happy to visit about the encounter. That's nice. I like that. It's a really nice detail to it.
Nice old lady.
Yeah, that's. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
She was 10 years old at the time and in her late 50s now. She and 2 of her friends were laying on the bed late at night around 11 p.m. to midnight. The bed was right up close to the window. The house sits on a raised concrete foundation, and the bottom of the window is about 6 feet off the ground. They had the window open, but the screen was closed.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to flip the page. They were enjoying the breeze and looking to see if anyone else on the small street was awake. There were no streetlights in the neighborhood at the time. There were bushes in front of the window, but there was a good-sized space between the window and the bushes. They all heard the bushes rustling and did not think much of it, but were curious to see what was making the noise. As they turned to look, the witness was face-to-face with the animal. She estimates she was between 6 to 12 inches between them. She remembers it vividly. The animal had brownish hair. The hair was longer on the shoulders and shorter on the face. She does not distinctly remember a neck, as it was covered with hair. The hair was matted. The animal did not open its mouth. It had a slight brow ridge, but it was not overly excessive. What is burned in her mind were the eyes. They were darker in color, and they had a little white around them. The white part was very bloodshot. Oh, my God. The witness stated that as a 10-year-old, she felt scared of the eyes. But as she thought about the encounter over the years, she now feels that it was studying us, observing us, and that it was not threatening. The top of the head was about 3 inches below the bottom section of the window.
Wait.
The top of the head was about 3 inches below the bottom section of the window, which would place it somewhere between 6'6" to over 7 feet tall. She estimates that while it seemed like an eternity, the duration of time where she was staring at the animal was between 10 to 15 seconds before she turned and screamed. After her mom came in the room, she remembers smelling an almost skunk-like smell, a musky smell, but the smell was not overly powering. Overpowering. It was mild in strength.
Okay, so they were on...
We got a height.
Second story, correct?
The top of the head was about 3 inches below the bottom section of the window, which was placed somewhere between. I think it's first floor.
First floor, okay.
And it would be about 6'6", 6'7".
Okay. I mean, like, did they get like an exact measurement when Bigfoot was there of how
they measured him.
How far below he was from the window?
The thing is, I think
I feel like it's more likely
face.
a person in mask.
The fact that it said 3 inches below the window.
Mm-hmm.
Is interesting because it means there's space on top of his head.
Okay.
So my theory, based on the 8 to 9 feet, potentially 14-foot measurement we heard earlier, I think this one was an adolescent.
An adolescent? Okay.
This is likely an adolescent
baby
Bigfoot. This one is still in its infancy. It's still learning.
That's why he walked
hunt.
towards the house, because he didn't know any better.
He thought it was his house.
He thought it was his house.
He's like, hey, that's how my house looks.
I'm moving in.
Yeah.
Like an adult Bigfoot wouldn't make that type of rookie mistake.
It's very much a rookie mistake. I absolutely agree. But we do have a bit more. The police were called, and the next day they came and did a thorough investigation.
Did they find any footprints?
They shot him.
They shot him. Yeah, they have the body.
Shot it. No evidence was found, but that is not surprising. It was late summer in Oklahoma and had not rained in a long time, making impressions virtually impossible. So yeah.
Okay.
I feel that. I know when I'm trying to make impressions when it hasn't rained, it's rough.
The drought is really hard.
But yeah. The encounter has had a life-changing effect on her. She knows what she saw was a Sasquatch and has no doubts about that. She also stated that she never opens her windows at night anymore. The house at that time sat on the edge of some woods. The woods were hilly and had several creeks in them. I asked if she heard any sounds such as dogs barking. She replied that she remembers that her neighbors did not have dogs, so that was not unusual. She tells the story to her children and grandchildren, and they were the ones who encouraged her to submit the report. She spoke to one of the other witnesses, her friend, a few years ago, but did not bring up the subject. She will try to contact them, and if possible, I will interview her also. She emphasized several times the eyes of the animal. At the very end of the conversation, she was trying to describe them further, and she said that they reminded her of the eyes on one of the Bigfoot shows. After some discussion, we concluded that it is the eyes on the book, Sasquatch Legend Meets Science.
So did he just plug his own book in this Bigfoot sighting?
I don't think so. This isn't his book. This is Bill S.
Oh, okay, that's a different guy. I thought Legend Meets Science was Matthew Moneymaker's.
That's Moneymaker's book, but this is Bill S.
Oh, okay.
So you plugged.
But he worked for BFRO, right?
He doesn't work for them. He's an independent reporter.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Bill is a business owner who has attended OK 2011. I guess these are expeditions. It's just a list of expeditions. But yeah, there he is. If you would like to look at him.
That's our gentleman.
Yeah.
I love the car pics in here.
Yeah.
Bill
it is funny that that's the picture he decided on.
Yeah,
for like his Bigfoot.
I mean, he's always on the move to catch Bigfoot, so
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he had to show that he was in the field. Mm-hmm. And it looks like there's woods in the background, so Bill be always working.
That's a good point. He probably is actively on a hunt and was like, I gotta put this article out fast. Oh, it's asking for a profile picture. All right, I'll do this one. I have a lot of respect for that. Actually.
Yeah, I respect the grind on here.
That's probably when you go do it.
I think there was a show once that was like called Killing Bigfoot or something. On,
Did they kill Bigfoot?
Yeah, I don't think they ever killed Bigfoot, but it was a Bigfoot hunting show themed around the idea of killing Bigfoot.
Do you think if there was a Bigfoot killed, would it make national news, or is Bigfoot not interesting enough to most people that it's like?
I feel like it would definitely be headlines for like a day or two.
Yeah.
Like when the Department of Defense like announced that they had like seen like UFOs
seen Bigfoot,
before.
Yeah.
They said they saw UFOs, like actual unidentified flying objects that didn't seem to make sense, and it was like on the news for like 2 days, and then people forgot about it. I feel like that would be the same for Sasquatch if they announced he was real. They'd be like, eh.
I think it's funny the idea that them announcing he's real and not just breaking the story.
Yeah.
Like it's like something they've known for a while. But they'd be like, we're ready to break it to the public.
Sasquatch has been declassified.
That'd be awesome. Family finds tracks and has close visual encounter. The year is 2003. The season is winter. The month is January. The state is Oklahoma, and the county, once again, Cleveland County.
Oh, dang. So this is nearby again.
Yeah. Here it is. My family resides close to Norman. And from 1976 to the present, there have been numerous incidents revolving around Bigfoot, including 2 sightings in 1976 and 1 in January 2003.
Wait, so this family had 2 sightings?
It looks like they're just including. They've had many,
okay.
but they're highlighting 2.
Oh, okay.
But they found footprints in both mud and snow. Several incidents where vocalization was heard, and numerous other accounts of stones being thrown, foul odor being smelled, fruit being taken off trees, etc. Back in 1976, Bigfoot researcher Bob Stamps and his partner took several plaster casts of footprints and interviewed family members who had heard and seen the creature. The most recent sighting happened in January of this year. My 61-year-old brother-in-law was chopping wood and breaking kindling approximately 40 feet from his house near the edge of the woods. It was early January of this year. I just looped back around. What the hell am I doing? It was early evening, and he was just about to finish when he happened to look up and caught the sight of the creature out of the corner of his eye. At that point, the creature was approximately 15 to 18 feet away from him, standing in enough of a clearing so that he could see him from the waist up. Due to thick underbrush, he could not see any further down. He estimated the creature to be 7 to 8 feet tall with a slight hunch. He froze for a minute and then dropped the wood that was in his hands and ran out inside of the house. By the time he entered the house, he was visibly shaken, and according to my sister, he was as white as a ghost. The hair on his arms was standing at the end, caused by a physical reaction of goosebumps due to the state he was in. He was having difficulty breathing and therefore was having a hard time speaking. All he could say was, bah, bah, bah.
Bigfoot.
My sister and niece thought he was having a heart attack and were fearing for his life. When he was finally able to calm down, all I could get out was, Bigfoot. I just saw Bigfoot. Since my brother-in-law was snapping kindling over his knee, we have come to the conclusion that it was this noise that drew the creature to him.
Okay.
How do you feel? Scared?
Not particularly.
What? That's crazy. He saw Bigfoot.
Okay, so I didn't quite catch this part, but at the beginning, did they say this one family has had multiple Bigfoot sightings? So they're just haunted by Bigfoot at this point.
They've fought quite a few Bigfoot in their life.
Okay. All right. So this isn't their first rodeo with Bigfoot.
This is not. No,
Okay.
they are experienced fighters.
All right. I don't know. That seems a little. We've had like 9 Bigfoot encounters.
Yeah. No pictures ever. But
Yeah. No pictures or anything.
This is 2003, so I guess it's not common that they would carry cameras on them at the time.
Yeah. Okay. I guess they wouldn't have like iPhones.
And the thing is, but I also didn't find any evidence of a family similar to this that was more. Maybe this is them. Let me look at this other Class A real quick. I'm gonna look over it and see.
So wait. You mentioned tracks earlier. Maybe I didn't catch it, but did they actually find tracks?
Yeah.
They did. Did they?
Yeah,
take
they
any
had some
pictures of it?
researchers do some plaster molds.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Now I remember.
So, yeah, they didn't provide the evidence here, but
So they didn't take any pictures of it. They just did plastered molds.
they might have pictures. They just didn't show me any.
I feel like the BFRO would show if they had pictures. I think if they had physical evidence,
The public isn't ready.
They'd be plastering that everywhere.
The public is not ready.
Yeah.
It's too scary. It's gonna make people cry.
It's like we didn't take any pictures of it, but we did make some plaster.
But yeah. Anyway, here's the other stuff. There was a noticeable odor. The creature was approximately 7 to 8 feet tall. His coat was reddish brown with areas of gray. There were no other witnesses. They have a lot of other. In the other stories section, once again, I have several stories to relate. Too many to write here, though. Okay.
They just need to cut the other stories section. They've never been good.
Anyway, the time and conditions. Time approximately 4 to 5 p.m. Lighting is dusk and the weather is clear. The environment property is 2.5 acres of mostly open land, except on the west and south side of the property line, which is densely wooded. There are several creeks and ravines, ponds, and small lakes in the area.
All right, all I know is that I need to stay away from creeks and ravines because Bigfoot is always near
He's hunting
those.
fish. He's hunting people. He's hunting this one family.
Yeah, this one family in particular.
That's what I'm worried about. The fact that I didn't find anything else from that family when I was doing my research.
Oh yeah, it means Bigfoot finally got
likely
them.
got them. Yeah,
you should look up mysterious disappearances in Cleveland
related
County.
to Bigfoot. But
see if there's like a missing person report for that one guy.
I'll check it out. But here's the after action report.
Okay.
I spoke to the submitter of the report who found tracks on the property and also her brother-in-law who had the close encounter.
Okay, so he hasn't been stolen by Bigfoot yet.
Yeah. This is still 2003 dated.
Oh, so Bigfoot's had like a while to
Likely,
work up the nerve to like go for the kill.
They've likely all been butchered by at the hands of Sasquatch.
Yeah, it was too late for them.
But yeah, he found both of their statements to be compelling, apparently. The submitter of the report lives out of state now, but grew up at the location of the incidents. She returns to the area for visitation with her relatives. She told of several occurrences that the family believed related to Bigfoot. She found large barefoot tracks out by the pond. Barefoot? I thought we were talking about a Bigfoot.
I hope the professor gives you that.
Thanks, guys.
We should just play that for the rest of the podcast. Just have the laughs in the background.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much. They were great. I love them, our audience. So the submitter's brother-in-law would occasionally find the gate of the chain-link fence lifted up off its hinges and placed to the side. The family was at a loss as to what or exactly was going on and going to the trouble of lifting the gate off the hinges merely to place it just beside. The brother-in-law had an extraordinary encounter in January 2003. Well, breaking kindling. The witness told me he was all choked up. He said he looked in a few seconds. The witness could not recall facial details per se, but he did say that to the best of his recollection, it had a unique face. The animal was covered in red-brownish hair instead of
That sounds like a really good roast. You have a unique face.
That's how you know you should just leave. Somebody goes, your face is really unique. It's like, all right, thanks for having me, guys. I'm going to head out.
Thanks. I'm going to be insecure about that for the rest of my life.
He doesn't speak with his neighbors for fear of ridicule. Shouldn't have given
he
it
just
to
reported it to the BFRO.
Shouldn't have given it to the BFRO because now the Goblin Hour has ridiculed him.
Yeah. Okay. I think the idea of a family being haunted by Bigfoot is really funny.
So it probably did happen.
So it probably happened. I'd love to see a movie themed around that.
I did. So you're saying I convinced you?
Yeah, I'm convinced after you found the haunted family evidence.
Yeah, thanks, guys. listeners. We've done it. We've convinced them.
Okay, is that all the stories about Bigfoot you have?
I mean, I have a few more, but I think we're kind of at time.
Oh, we're at time? Okay.
But
Do you have an outro?
no, we'll do a cute little sign off. But I actually do have my own Bigfoot story.
Oh, really?
I think that'll be a good way to end it.
Okay.
So, you know how like it's not uncommon for me to carry things with me?
What do you mean by that?
Like generally, I'll carry my keys or my phone or my wallet. It's something I do.
Yeah.
Uniquely.
Okay. Yeah.
It's,
I'm sure that's very unique.
I go to the mall and I put my wallet in my pocket. I got my keys there, my phone.
Yeah. Normally, I don't bring my wallet anywhere.
So yeah,
I just steal.
Yeah. Right. And so, I normally bring it with me everywhere. And I believe it was maybe yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. I'll say. Yeah. Let's go with yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. I don't know. It was either yesterday or the day before. I have all this cash and tips from my work. So I was like, I'm going to go to Walmart. I'm going to get a gift card, and I'm going to grab lunch. So I go in with the cash, take it out of my wallet, pay. I get the gift card, and I leave. Then I go to Taco Bell because I'm like, I'll get some lunch while I'm out. I have this cash. Might as well. Take the cash out of my wallet. I got about $4 left. I only left with like $35. So the gift card was about $20. Taco Bell cost me about $11. So I go in, I give them the cash. I don't go in. I'm in my car in the drive-thru. And I put my wallet back down. And I eat in the parking lot of Lloyd Noble. And then, because I'm about to get on the bus. And so my wallet's there. I eat my food. I get out of the car. I go onto campus. And I realize walking around after I've gotten off the bus that I don't have my wallet.
Obviously, Bigfoot stole it.
And
I mean,
so
that's the only explanation.
Thing. Immediately you think, oh, I just left it in the car. So I go back to the car. I sort of forgot about the wallet, honestly, and I just go inside my apartment when I get home that night. And, you know, I hit the hay. And I don't immediately hit the hay. I realize my wallet's missing. I'm like, oh, I forgot to get it out of the car. Whatever, I'll go get it tomorrow. It should be fine overnight. I go out to the car. Everything seems fine. The car seems fine. I go search for it. Wallet's gone. Wallet's not in there. Wallet's not in my apartment.
Ooh.
Wallet's not in my pants. At this point, there's too many things lining up for it to be I just misplaced it, or maybe it fell out of the car and someone stole it.
It's definitely Bigfoot.
I think a Bigfoot caught a whiff of that Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, how am I going to get Taco Bell? I don't have any money. I saw my wallet.
Like, I'm broke.
And he said, bottoms up. So, yeah, today I had to go buy a new ID. I have to go get a driver's license after this.
Oh, really? Okay, so right now you're...
Yeah.
So you're basically saying you have no money. So is this the point where you your Patreon or whatever?
Listeners, please donate to me. The cool thing, I'm not going to have a credit card for the next 10 days because I'm waiting for a new one to come in. So it's pretty awesome.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's called because of Bigfoot.
It's all because of Bigfoot.
But yeah, I think that's it. Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, I do not. Except, of course, the Goblin movie, which I star in. You should definitely go watch that Goblin theatrical cut on YouTube.
Yep.
Scroll past all the K-drama.
all the K-drama fan edits. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's it. This has been the Goblin Hour. I'm your host, as always, signing off. Thank you for listening.
And I'm Ethan, and I'm signing off as well.
Okay, good. You got the last word in. That's epic.